Did you know that 70% of people make huge mistakes with hydration? You are probably one of them.
Drinking water is essential to your health. Maybe we should also be reaching for some water in the morning, because doctors say water can be like jump-starting your engine.
Most adults are underhydrated. We simply don't drink enough water. We're not thinking about it. We think we are, but when you actually sit and count up how much water you drink, it's oftentimes not nearly enough.
There's nothing wrong with your coffee or your juice or your tea, but water is king.
The water's not getting inside the cell.
Look, if people don't drink enough water, of course it can have negative effects on their health. It may be subtle or it may be more serious. People who drink enough water, and again, that will differ based on your activity level, your age, your size, your weight, they tend to feel better, less headaches, less hunger. Their skin might look a little more hydrated, better for kidney health.
I mean, water is incredibly important. There's nothing our body regulates closer than water and salt. And so if you get dehydrated, your body's going to pull water from your tissues, from your skin, to maintain the concentration in your blood. Everyone reaches for the bottles. So, and when it does that, your eyes are going to look sunken, your skin is going to feel drier, it's not going to be as elastic. And so you will look a lot older. But if you're not dehydrated and you drink a lot of extra water, it's just going to send you to the bathroom.
Now, we want to talk about how people start their day, because coffee and tea, hugely popular. Big coffee drinker here. A lot of early risers are. But as a wellness expert, you've found that while they have benefits, there's another drink that might be even better for the morning.
There is, and
What's that?
Water, I'm always talking about
Right,
water.
right.
It is so good for us. So many of us are dehydrated. And if you can just get that water in first thing in the morning,
Sure,
when we
sure.
sleep, we detoxify. And so being able to put water in immediately and help remove all the toxins that have come out has been really helpful.
Today, we're uncovering some surprising truths about water that you might not know. If you're over 40, maintaining good health and proper hydration is more crucial than ever.
Water, the second most vital element needed for life. So the number one vital element needed for life is oxygen. And that's not a surprise, is it? The second most vital element needed for life is water. You can go 3 minutes without oxygen. You can go a couple of weeks without water. Water is the second most vital element needed for life. In fact, where there's no water, you don't usually get people living, do you?
We'll explore why water is essential for our bodies, its vital functions, the ideal daily intake, and practical tips to stay hydrated easily. We'll share insights on how much water you should drink daily and the best times to consume it. Plus, we have practical tips for making hydration a seamless part of your routine. Stay with us until the end for an exciting surprise that will make this journey even more worthwhile. So let's dive in and discover how to keep your body at its best with the power of water.
Do we need to drink water? The million-dollar question. Why do we need to drink water? Well, let me give you a few pieces of information that will help you understand why we do need to drink water. And why it must be water, not juice, not cordial, not soda drinks, not tea, not coffee, but water. We urinate out, we're going to say a quart loss every day. So we urinate out of our kidneys. We urinate out 1.5 quart loss. Out of our skin, and most people are surprised at this, we lose 0.5 of a quart loss. Out of our colon, we lose 0.3 of a quart loss. This is in 24-hour period. Out of our lungs, we lose 0.2 of a quart loss. So considering in a day, that is 2.5 quart loss. We need to be drinking at least 8 glasses of water a day. That's 4 glasses per quart. That takes us to 2 quarts a day when we have 8 glasses of water a day. What about the other 0.5? Well, that's coming in our fruits, in our vegetables, maybe herb teas, maybe a vegetable juice through the day. And that quart is important. That 8 glasses of water a day is important because every single body functions requires water. And water alone will do it. We had a pathologist do our program. He said, "You'll find this interesting, Barbara. We did studies on caffeine. And we discovered that it takes, from 1 cup of coffee, it takes 5 glasses of water to make up for the dehydrating agents in a cup of coffee." Wow, that quite surprised me. But when you consider that, I think most Americans, most Australians are dehydrated. So I always ask a person, how much water do you drink a day? These are some of the answers I get. Not enough. Not much. I don't drink water or my legs swell. I don't drink water because I'm visiting the bathroom too much. Those last 2 answers tell me that the water's not getting inside the cell.
Inefficient water absorption can indicate a deeper issue, often due to a lack of essential minerals or cellular imbalances. Adequate hydration is crucial for maintaining optimal health, as water plays a key role in digestion, muscle and joint function, and overall bodily processes. Water is indispensable for regulating body temperature and flushing out toxins through sweat and urine. Insufficient water intake can lead to dehydration, with symptoms like headaches, fatigue, and dizziness. Chronic dehydration can result in more severe health problems, including kidney stones and urinary tract infections. To fully benefit from water, it's important to drink it consistently throughout the day, rather than in large quantities at once. Begin your day with a glass of water to kickstart hydration. Keep a bottle of water handy to ensure you drink regularly, and pay attention to your body's signals indicating thirst. This approach ensures a steady supply of hydration, supporting various bodily functions more effectively. Hydration is a simple yet vital part of maintaining overall health and well-being. Drinking water supports digestion by helping break down food and absorb nutrients. Proper hydration aids in maintaining skin health, keeping it hydrated and resilient. Moreover, water helps regulate body temperature, particularly important during physical activity and in hot weather. It also assists the kidneys in filtering waste from the blood, reducing the risk of kidney stones and urinary tract infections. Adequate hydration can improve cognitive function and mood, as even mild dehydration can impair brain performance and cause irritability. Incorporating water into your daily routine doesn't have to be complicated. Drinking water at regular intervals, carrying a reusable water bottle, and starting your day with a glass of water are simple habits that can make a significant difference. Remember, staying hydrated is a fundamental aspect of maintaining overall health and well-being, contributing to better digestion, improved physical performance, and a lower risk of chronic health issues. Make hydration a priority to keep your body functioning at its best.
And what he found was the first place that water is lost is the stomach. Because lining our stomach, we have a thick mucosa lining, and in that thick mucosa lining is sodium bicarbonate. And that sodium bicarbonate is in the stomach lining, so that if any stomach acid tries to go through, it's immediately negated or neutralized, so that the hydrochloric acid doesn't eat out our stomach. But one of the first places that water is taken from in dehydration is the lining of the stomach. And so when someone is dehydrated, they can have a very thin stomach lining. And when there's a very thin stomach lining, there's no sodium bicarbonate in there. And so the stomach acid can easily start to eat its way through. And then because there's damage, our body's own microorganisms change roles and become the clean-up team. Remember Monday, where we looked at the cycle of life? And they change roles and become the clean-up team. Remember what its name is? Bacteria. And they've given them a name in the stomach. It's called Helicobacter. You've heard of it? Helicobacter pylori. Helicobacter pylori is blamed for stomach ulcers Students, what's the cause of stomach ulcers? Well, the number one, it's actually dehydration. And Dr. B claimed that at the writing of his book to have cured 3,000 cases of stomach ulcer with water alone. Because the first place that the water is taken from is the lining of the stomach, and the first place it goes to is the lining of the stomach. So a glass of water, half an hour before the meal, the first thing it'll do is it'll thicken that mucosa lining on the stomach. So there's a couple of doctors from Australia, Western Australia, that got a Nobel Prize for discovering that Helicobacter pylori causes stomach ulcers. They were even putting Helicobacter pylori into someone's stomach and, yeah, stomach ulcer. But you know what my question is? Well, were they dehydrated? How much water were they drinking? Are they coffee drinkers? We had a pathologist attend our program. He said, we did studies on coffee and we found it took 5 glasses of water to make up for the dehydrating agents in 1 cup of coffee. Now, when you look at that, I think you'd agree with me, the nation's dehydrated. And Dr. B's book, One of the Body's Many Cries for Water, it actually explains why all of these ailments are happening. The other title to his book is, he's not sick, he's thirsty. The other title to his book is, subtitle, Don't Treat Thirst with Medications. Because when you do take medications, what does that do to your hydration status? Lessens it even more. I know as a psychiatric nurse, you'd be talking to the patients and you can tell their mouth is dry by the way they're talking. So what do? Oh, Coke, coffee. Is that helping? Not at all. In fact, it's contributing to the fact that they're still in the psychiatric hospital because our brain is 85% water. From the neck down, we're 75% water. Our brain is a hydroelectric system. No hydro, no electricity. A person can actually develop negative thought patterns in a dehydrated brain. And most people know that their headache possibly is due to dehydration. My husband rang me one day, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, he was driving, he said, I don't know what's the matter with me, I've got a migraine. I can hardly drive. So you know what my first question always is? How much water have you drank? And he went, oh dear. He said, I haven't drank any water since I woke up this morning. So he woke up in the morning and had water, he had breakfast, must have got busy, had lunch, and now we are 3 in the afternoon. He is chronically dehydrated. So I said to him, please don't drink a whole glass of water. Please just have half a glass of water. A few minutes later, another half glass of water. A few minutes later, let it little by little go in. He said after the first glass, the migraine went to a headache, and after the second glass, the headache went to a dull ache, and after the third glass, he had no headache. Now, isn't it nice if you can resolve every headache just with water? But unfortunately, not every headache is just due to dehydration.
Hydration does more than just relieve headaches. It plays a vital role in overall health. In clinical settings, we've witnessed how dehydration can complicate recovery and exacerbate existing health issues. Patients recovering from surgery or managing chronic illnesses often overlook the importance of drinking enough water, focusing primarily on medications. However, increasing water intake can significantly accelerate recovery and enhance overall well-being. Incorporating adequate water intake into daily routines can be simple yet effective. Overall, hydration is fundamental to maintaining health and well-being. It aids in recovery, supports mental clarity, and enhances physical performance. By prioritizing water intake, we can improve our health outcomes and enjoy a higher quality of life. Remember, water is not just a drink, it's a crucial component of a healthy lifestyle.
And the pancreas releases 2 hormones into the blood, and it also releases hormones into the gut. And or enzymes into the gut, hormones into the blood. What are the hormones going into the blood from the pancreas? It's insulin and glucagon. Both of these hormones require a large amount of water to be able to be made properly. So if someone's dehydrated, can you see that can contribute to diabetes? From the gut, they're great big long names, so I'm just going to give you, there's about 4 enzymes that are released to finalise the digestion of our food. These enzymes, there's one enzyme that finalises starch digestion, there's another enzyme that finalises fat digestion, and that's your polyunsaturated, because remember your saturated is broken down under the tongue, the enzyme under the tongue. And there are two enzymes that finalise protein digestion, and that's why when someone has pancreatic cancer, they often die very quickly and they die of malnutrition because the pancreas can't release those enzymes to finalise digestion. And if digestion is not finalised, the food can't get out of the gut and into the blood.
When pancreatic cancer impairs the pancreas' ability to release digestive enzymes, it creates significant problems for the body. Without these enzymes, nutrient absorption becomes inefficient, leading to rapid weight loss and severe nutrient deficiencies, which can be life-threatening if not addressed promptly. The pancreas plays a dual role in digestion and blood sugar regulation by releasing insulin and glucagon into the bloodstream. These hormones are crucial for maintaining proper blood sugar levels. Insulin facilitates the uptake and storage of sugar in cells for energy, while glucagon triggers the release of stored sugar when the body needs more energy. Consequently, when the pancreas malfunctions, it disrupts both digestion and energy management. This dual dysfunction underscores the importance of supporting pancreatic health, especially in the context of pancreatic cancer, to ensure patients remain as healthy and strong as possible. Pancreatic cancer's impact extends beyond digestion, affecting the body's overall metabolic balance. The pancreas' inability to regulate blood sugar effectively can lead to diabetes and other metabolic complications. Therefore, finding ways to support pancreatic function is crucial for improving patient outcomes. This may involve dietary adjustments, enzyme supplements, and careful monitoring of blood sugar levels to mitigate the effects of impaired pancreatic function. In essence, maintaining pancreatic health is vital for holistic well-being. By addressing both the digestive and hormonal roles of the pancreas, healthcare providers can better manage the challenges posed by pancreatic cancer, helping patients maintain their strength and nutritional status during treatment. Prioritizing pancreatic function is key to ensuring overall health and effective disease management.
Well, some people say, but Barbara, I'm drinking all my water and I've still got constipation. So you know what my response to that is? Well, it's not the water. Must be something else. And notice with the man with the Helicobacter problem in his stomach, he was drinking 2 litres of water a day, but he was drinking it at the wrong time. That's why the description here is use of water. There's a time to use water and there's a time not to use water. Now, if someone's thirsty after a meal, by all means, have a few mouthfuls of water. A few mouths of water is not going to greatly reduce the effectiveness of the hydrochloric acid. But most people that need to drink with their meals is because they sat to the meal dehydrated. So I say to parents, get the children drinking. The mother, the father, look at the clock. Half an hour, 3/4 of an hour before the meal. Get them to drink. Get them to drink then, because the mother knows that if they don't, they're going to want to drink straight after their meals. And if they want to drink after their meals, I would say just have a few mouthfuls, sweetheart. Just a few mouthfuls. So in that way, you're protecting the digestion of your children. But as you'll see tomorrow, the front part of our brain's not fully developed till we're 30. This is foresight. Children don't have foresight. You have to be the foresight for them. And what often happens, especially with stomach, is that a couple of hours after the meal, there's often a hunger feeling, but it's usually dehydration because the body it's not often able to decipher between thirst and hunger. And so always have water. And remember, children say they're starving when they're bored. And it's in a mother heart to want to give the child what it needs. You see, it's a hard thing for a mother to go from here in giving the baby every single requirement to coming to be a toddler and starting to encourage the child to think for themselves a little bit and not give them every single thing they desire. So I would say to my children, oh, it's time for water. Must be one of the body's many cries for water. Time for water. I don't want water. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Because if you don't drink water, you can't have lunch. Your choice. See, put the choice back on them. Choice back on them. And then when everyone's sitting to lunch and they're not there, oh, I'm hungry. I know, sweetheart. See, you're always very kind. So if you drink this water now, I'll let you have your lunch in 15 minutes. You know, often you only have to do that once or twice and they get the message. Drink water.
This approach emphasises the importance of hydration for children without resorting to direct enforcement. It teaches them to recognise and respond to their body's signals, highlighting that these signals can sometimes be misleading, especially in distinguishing between hunger and thirst. As children grow, instilling healthy habits becomes crucial, and consistent hydration is one of these essential habits. Encouraging children to drink water at appropriate times supports optimal digestive system function and helps prevent issues like constipation. By allowing children to make their own choices about hydration, parents help them develop a sense of responsibility and autonomy. This method also reduces resistance, as children are more likely to comply when they feel they have control over their decisions. Parents can further reinforce this behaviour by modelling good hydration practices themselves. When children observe their parents regularly drinking water, particularly before meals, they are more likely to adopt this habit. This simple yet effective strategy demonstrates the power of leading by example. Additionally, creating a routine around hydration can help solidify this habit. Establishing set times for water intake, such as before meals and during snack times, can make it easier for children to remember to drink water. Parents can make this process more engaging by incorporating fun elements, such as colourful water bottles or setting hydration goals with small rewards for meeting them. This not only makes hydration a regular part of their daily routine, but also adds an element of enjoyment. Moreover, educating children about the benefits of hydration can empower them to make informed decisions about their health. Explaining how water supports bodily functions, aids in concentration, and keeps them feeling energised can motivate them to prioritise hydration. Providing age-appropriate information and encouraging questions can foster a deeper understanding and commitment to staying hydrated. Overall, promoting hydration in a supportive and engaging manner helps children develop lifelong healthy habits. By integrating hydration into daily routines and leading by example, parents can ensure their children grow up understanding the importance of staying hydrated, setting the foundation for long-term health and well-being.
When we are not drinking enough water, the body goes into a form of drought management. He explains the drought management. He says the hormone that's released to help with the drought management is histamine. So when a person is dehydrated, the histamine levels go high. And if someone has an allergy, they're given antihistamines. Perhaps the allergy is purely because they're dehydrated. The brain cells. 85% of the brain is water. So when we're dehydrated, the brain cells shrink, and that hurts. Dr. Batman Gehaldig, he found that if someone had a headache or migraine, they just need water. Remember what he did? Every 15 minutes, another glass of water, another glass of water. That's not the only cause of a headache, but it's easy to use the process of elimination, and no matter what the problem, try water first. little by little, get that water in. Right at the end of each bronchiole is a little bunch of grapes that looks like this. And they're the alveoli. And it's in the alveoli where we have the gaseous exchange. So over each alveoli, there's a little blood capillary network. And when we breathe in, and these little alveoli fill up with oxygen, right at that split second, there's an exchange. The blood drops the carbon dioxide into the alveoli and picks up the oxygen, and then we breathe out the carbon dioxide. But Dr. B explains how there's a minuscule droplet of water in every alveoli. And because of the surface tension property of water, when we breathe out, the water enables that little alveoli to collapse. Then you can breathe in your full quota of oxygen. So if we're dehydrated, we're not getting as much oxygen as we could get if we were drinking adequate water. So water affects every single part of our body. The magnesium helps the water to come inside the cell. Calcium. Calcium's a very important mineral. We looked at that earlier, but it can't get into the cell by itself. It needs vitamin D. When vitamin D is present, the calcium is pulled inside the cell. And remember, the calcium's the king. All the other minerals piggyback on the back of calcium when it's taken into the cell. Glucose can't get into the cell by itself. It needs insulin. When insulin's present, glucose is pulled inside the cell. Now let me give you a scenario here. Let's say we've got someone, they're not drinking much water, and when they do drink water, they're not very happy because their feet swell. They're not having any greens, they don't like greens. The salt they're having is the sodium chloride, so they're not getting enough magnesium, so when they do drink, the water can't get into the cell. The person doesn't want skin cancer, so they stay right out of the sun, so they're lacking vitamin D, which means their calcium and minerals can't get into the cell. They're trying to lose weight, so they're on the high carbohydrate diet. They've eliminated all fat. Do you know what fat does? It gives the feeling of satiation or satisfaction. It gives that full feeling. That's why when people are on a fat-free diet, they're often eating all day long, lots of carbohydrates. Because he's eating so many carbohydrates, his pancreas is getting worn out. And because his pancreas is getting worn out, he's not making enough insulin. And so the glucose can't get into the cell. And the body says, what are we going to do now? So the body says, I know, we'll force it into the cell. What's that called? There's high blood pressure. High blood pressure can have many causes. High blood pressure can be caused because of dehydration, because of mineral deficiency, because of vitamin D deficiency, because of a high carbohydrate diet, because of margarine in the diet, which is a toxic fat which inhibits the insulin and the glucose getting into the cell. That's why the investigation needs to be begun. On page 127 of the Ministry of Healing, one of my favourite health books, the author says, in case of sickness, the cause should be ascertained. How do you determine the cause? You compare the person's life with these laws of health, and then often you see what the problem is. So the four most vital elements needed for life: oxygen, water, sodium, potassium. But remember, we need to take in sodium the way God planned us to.
Another crucial aspect is the liver. The liver is a remarkable organ that performs over 500 functions, including detoxifying the blood, producing bile for fat digestion, and storing essential vitamins and minerals. It requires a significant amount of water to function efficiently. Dehydration can hinder the liver's ability to detoxify the body, leading to a buildup of toxins and contributing to various health issues. Ensuring adequate hydration supports the liver in performing its vital roles, keeping the body in balance and promoting overall health. Staying hydrated is fundamental for overall well-being. It supports various bodily functions, from digestion to detoxification, and impacts both physical and mental health. Drinking enough water daily is a simple yet powerful way to enhance your health and prevent a range of issues, from headaches to more serious conditions. Prioritize hydration to keep your body and mind in optimal condition. Start your day with water, carry a water bottle, eat water-rich foods. What do you think? Are you drinking enough water? Let me know in the comments below.